Canterbury, and happy Friday to you. It's Friday the 20th of November. I'm Andrea Allen, and thank you so much for joining us today. You've reached the end of the week. Yoo-hoo! I know, a bit exciting, isn't it? Well, exciting could be your day because it could be your birthday, and if it is, many happy returns from the Canterbury Live team. You share it with the very special following people. First up, do you recognise this gorgeous wee lass? Well, can you believe it? She is 15 today. That is Connie Talbot, English child singer from Streatley, West Midlands. She rose to fame in 2007 when she reached the final of the first series of Britain's Got Talent. She was expected to sign with Sony BMG, but the label pulled out of the deal due to her age at the time. So many happy returns, Connie. You are 15 today. Next up, Joel McHale. He's American comedian, actor, writer, television producer and television host. He's known for hosting The Soup and portraying Jeff Winger on Community, the series Community. He's done a few voiceovers in that as well, but many happy returns. He is 44 today and looking fine in his suit. Last but not least, Bo Derek. Wow, check out this scene. And there she was, swinging in the breeze with those braids and that bathing suit, and it was a very, very cool scene. But anyway, a very famous scene, I should say. 1979, the film 10. Yes, Bo Derek, she is 59 today. American film and television actress and model, of course. That poster of her in that bathing suit was the best-selling poster of all time for film sirens, and still is, incredibly. And her later films that she did perform in, though, were not well received. So basically, it was a one-film wonder. 10. But then again, she looks fabulous still, doesn't she? Gorgeous, 59. Amazing. Radio winners Friday. As promised, we're announcing our winners today of our movie tickets and books. So here we go. For the Hoyts movie tickets, we have two winners. Both receive 2 tickets. First, Ross Wilson, congratulations, and Daniel Victor. You'll be heading along to the movies thanks to the Hoyts team. Next up, Trust by Mick Bullen. The winners are Michael Ureda and Jocelyn O'Connor. Enjoy, it's a fab book. And last but not least, Tricky 22 by Janet Ivankovic. The winners are Gemma Bain and Elizabeth Shivers. Congratulations, they're coming to you. Marianne will be in contact with you very shortly. Radio, we still do have our wonderful painting though from Ira Mitchell-Kirk that you can enter to win until the end of November. We'll draw it early December. To win, simple, just call through to us on 379 7100 or go through to our website ctv.co.nz to the competition page. Radio, coming up on today's show, we meet the team behind the children's series of books, Chronicles of Paki. They will be here. And I hop in the kitchen for Foodie Fix with Mercy. And today it's antipasto, very nice indeed. And Dean Simmons is here with a Christchurch music update. But first, I literally do hop on my bike, thanks to the Tech Bikes team, up Dyers Pass Road. Do I make it, you ask? We'll just have to watch and see, won't you? So the helmet is back on, but we're actually hopping on a bike with 2 wheels today. Alex.
That's right.
This is very cool indeed. We're out here in a lovely Kashmir to go for a bit of a bike ride. Tell me about the beautiful bike I've got here now.
Okay, so...
in the awesome colour, thank you very much.
So this is a bike that we've modified. We've added the electric power onto it, and we've put on one of our torque-controlled kits. which basically means that the riding experience feels very natural. The motor just reads off how much force you're putting into the cranks and it amplifies that power for you. So you can have up to 300% of the power that you're putting in coming out of the motor.
Wow, it's intelligent.
It is, that's right, and it makes the whole experience of riding it like very nice and natural, but you can tackle a hill like Dyers Pass Road without even breaking a sweat.
We like that.
Yeah, and they're very easy to use. All we've got to do, we're going to turn it on here, we're just going to hold the power button down, and then it runs a wee self-diagnostic, and then we just tell it how much help we want. We can do between 30% and 300%, so I'm just putting it up to 300 there to help us up the hill.
So I don't want to use the word owl for lazy, but depending on what kind of mood or how you're feeling, it could be before work, it could be after work.
Exactly right. Let's say you're cycling to work, you don't want to turn up to work sweaty, there's no shower there. You can just put it on maximum assist on the way into work, have a dawdle, and then get plenty of exercise on the way home, have it on low assist. Yeah.
Very cool indeed, very intelligent. Well, I think we should hop on our bikes, literally, and hit the road.
Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, Alex, this is quite frightening how easy it is.
Yeah.
We're on Dyers Pass.
Yeah. Not even sweating.
I know, we're talking. I mean, it's making maybe a real task fun.
Yeah, that's right. It's allowing you to get up here. It's sort of something that someone in their, like a really fit cyclist in their Lycra would do, and they'd be grinding away up here having a really hard time. And one of the things that people often say to us is they just use their bike so much more once they've got the power on there.
It's so smooth.
Yeah, well, that's one of the advantages of this type of controller, because it just feels really smooth and natural.
Good.
And you'll feel, if you put a bit more effort in, you'll feel the motor kicking in too.
Oh yeah. Woohoo. Alex, that was so much fun. Seriously, I mean, I was a little bit apprehensive thinking, oh, we're going to Dyers Pass Road. Very busy road, but I felt completely safe, and it was so easy.
Yeah, that's right. It can take like something like that that's a really hard slog and just make it enjoyable. And the thing is, because this is all adjustable, you can put in as much effort as you want. You can get as much exercise as you want, you know? And the other thing is you can choose, if you want to go on a really long ride, you can say, okay, I'm going to get my exercise now. Well, now I'm ready to stop. You don't have to stop riding.
Okay, let's talk about the bikes then. If we're sold on it, yeah, absolutely, this is something that's really going to enhance my life, my lifestyle. What should we do with cheap bikes?
Well, you've got a few options of what you can do. You can come in and you can get a bike like this, where we've built the bike up in our shop. This particular one will cost you about $2,700 to do. We can take your bike and we can put a kit onto it, and we can do that for about $1,800 fitted. Or you can buy like a high-end bike or an entry-level bike where everything's designed in. And those ones tend to be for more specific purposes, so we don't have quite as many different options with the built-in ones, but it is all designed into the frame and integrated, ready to go. So
I think the lovely thing is you can just come in and you've got a great team. You can talk us through what's going to work for us. We may have an idea, but when it comes down to it, it could be something.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and we can do a huge range of different types of bikes. We can get one that'll be exactly right for you, because what we want is people to get out on their bikes, so your bike's got to be right for you.
When we were coming up there, we noticed there was a few cyclists that were really struggling along. They were not enjoying themselves at all. Is that really what you're wanting to do for Cantabrians?
Well, there's certainly a few people who they want to feel the burn. They want it to be really hard, and that's great for them. But for most of us, we just want to have a good time. So what we can do is we can use something like this to allow us to do that.
There we are. Cheap bikes, all about having a good time. Thanks, Alex.
Cheers.
And it was a good time, believe it or not, it was a good time. And that's Teak Bikes that are located in the Barrington Mall. Rightio, after the break, I introduce you to two very creative ladies behind the Chronicles of Paki. And as promised, Mercy and I get in the kitchen and there's no rats. Well, kia ora and welcome back. I feel very privileged and probably very under-creative at the moment because I'm a formidable company at the moment. Gina Taggart, who is co-author and researcher, and Tania Hasunia, illustrator, and together Chronicles of Paki. Beautiful, and congratulations. We're going to have a look at some of the beautiful works shortly. But so how did you both come together to create this incredible series?
Well, Gina is friends with a mutual friend of mine, and Gina approached her, and who's an artist, and you said that she wanted to have someone come and illustrate these books, and my friend said, well, she's more of a portrait artist and not an illustrator, so swapped names, and next thing you know, Gina's on the phone with me, and I'm thinking, wow, cool.
And then it started.
It just, yeah.
Gina, part of your role hugely is the research that goes behind it. That's the thing, when you're playing with fact, you do need to be on the mark, don't you?
Yes. Well, yes, playing is probably not the right word. It's something that we do take quite seriously. We've made quite an effort to check with historians and with iwi, the relevant iwi, to make sure that that our facts are really honed and the story are accurately told.
Yeah, it's so important. Tani, the book that we have now on the easel is Ngā Kuku Tarori, and The Little Book.
The Little Book.
This is quite special to you, this one in particular, isn't it?
Well, I was emotionally taken with it as I'm drawing it, because I have to, I'm researching the little girl, I'm researching her story, and I'm reading the script, and as I'm reading it, it's a spoiler here, she's killed, and she's only 12, and I'm a mum, and I'm thinking, the whole connection with what she believed in, it's faith-based story, and how she was changed in her whole way of thinking about things, and how she didn't want to have her family take revenge for her death. And it was just the fact that she was brutally murdered really grabbed me. And what was more so is when the family, we were going to have Utu, her father, who was touched by her daughter's newfound faith, said, we're going to do it different. And it just really...
And we know, going forward in history, there actually has been recent times where that actually has come through with the Utu and that, so it's actually a little bit chilling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gina, with your research then, who do you approach as far as the iwi? Who do you contact? Do you have certain elders that you go to, or what's your resource?
Well, we're guided by various people, and certainly historians have guided us to, you have to build up a network, and it just takes time to do that and to get the confidence of the iwi. But each iwi has their own story, and they're all very, they're their own people, and so you have to go to the right iwi for the right story, and to have them checked. The main thing we find with the iwi is that it's more the feel and flow of the story that they're interested in, that it's got the right emphasis, and that we haven't been. We've had to be very careful, how we phrase things. It's very easy, believe it or not, and this is, I feel a bit embarrassed to say this, but it's very easy to let a sort of a colonialistic sort of attitude sort of seep into it. It's frighteningly easy to do that, and so just having the iwi there, they just reel us back and just show us, how things could be phrased, and we're completely open to doing it as they say, and writing it carefully as they say. Yeah.
And it's so refreshing that you say it like that, because yes, the iwis do change from the north to the south. I mean, I live here in the south, and I think it's home, but my iwi is Ngā Pui Ngā Tahine, so I'm from the Northland, but it is totally different. The etiquette and that can go from each marae to each marae, so it's beautiful that you can actually touch in your resources that are emulated in the beautiful book.
Tanya's of Ngā Pui
high five, sister.
Totally. I tell you, interestingly enough, I think I was in the second book before I realised I'm actually illustrating from my own iwi, and that gave me the sense of, oh my goodness, the belonging to it, and I've travelled up and down the country in the last year, and it's surreal to be researching, historic New Zealand of 1800s.
And it's so important to remember and cherish.
And to see it in historic imagery, and then I'm driving around a bend in the far north, and I'm thinking, I've just drawn this, and there's a sense of connecting with my country. It's really interesting, fascinating.
And it's completely, it's a rangata, you know, it's connecting with the earth and that as well. So congratulations to you both. I think it's you're a formidable couple,
Tanya
really.
goes to a lot of effort to try and make things as realistic and like the real thing as possible. And that helps to give the stories credence because they are true stories.
Rightio.
So if the images reflect that, that's really lovely.
Great. Well, thank you so much. So make sure that you embrace the Chronicles of Paki. If your school doesn't have the books yet, then talk to the librarian, talk to the PTA and get on board. Right, now we head into the kitchen. We're going to Italia with Mercy. Antipasto. It's a good day today.
Italiano.
Come stai?
Va bene.
Oh, prego. It's so lovely. Today is we are going back to Italy a little bit. We've got the beautiful Godfather music playing. What an awesome idea. It's a great any time, isn't it, to have an antipasti or antipasto platter?
Yes. Well, I thought with these, you know how it was sometimes you get invited to something and you think, oh my goodness, what am I going to make? I've only got about 30 minutes. These little antipasto treats are so quick and easy to whip up, and everyone loves them. Like everyone I talked to was like, oh, that's all my favourite foods in there, the salami and the gherkins, and yeah, it's those little bite-sized treats that make a really good entree.
What's your, putting you on the spot, what's your favourite salami?
Well, I've actually used chorizo salami here, and I love it because it's really fatty and oily and spicy.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that.
Good on you. Well, let's get into it because there's a few little varieties you've got there.
There is.
Where do we
So
start?
I thought we'd start with this little one in the middle here. This is interesting. It's actually what I've done is I've heated salami in a tiny muffin tin, and it's formed a little cup. So if we go over here, I can show you what I've done. I've taken my chorizo salami, so just this kind of round size, and I've just squeezed it into this little cup
Into a
here.
casing?
Yeah, and then it just sits in there like that, and then I've just cooked it for about 10 to 12 minutes on 200
Oh, so
degrees
a decent amount of
Celsius.
time.
Yeah, and it just dries it all out, and it goes really nice and crispy. You've got to be careful because sometimes when you cook salami, it has a tendency to go rubbery. So this one, I cooked it for quite a while, and then I took it out and I just kind of shook the oil off it and left it to sit on a cooling rack, and it went all crispy and yummy.
So is the key, though, that it's chorizo because of the extra fatty content, do you think?
You can make it with other salamis, but I think the chorizo really helps to set it, because I think you probably can't really see too well, but if I pick this up, you can see that it's quite firm in my hand. This cup actually makes like a solid like form on the bottom, and when you take it out, it just sits in like a round little cup ready to go with filling to put in.
Fabs, and just one little mouthful and it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we better start formulating
So
something.
I'll just talk what I've got in my filling. In the filling here, I've just chopped up, I've got a little bit of basil feta, and then I've got my red peppers, the char-grilled red peppers. I've got a few gherkins, and I've got some Kalamata olives, and so we'll just spoon that into these little casings. So you can see them here, they've been cooked and they're all ready to go, and then I'm just going to spoon that in, nice little dollop
So
on
dainty,
top.
isn't it? What a great way for the start of a party.
Yeah, and then I'm going to just put that there, and I've just got an olive. I'll cut this in half, and I just plop that olive on top as like a wee little garnish.
It's
And
lovely.
there you can see my little wee morsel ready to eat. And
Very
it's,
cute.
And it's nice too because you get that crunch of the salami, but then you get the softness of the cheese and everything else in there as well.
Okay, now we've got the old
Skewer time.
Godfather music on. This could do some damage, couldn't it? What are we doing here?
Well, what I've done is, so you've got the bite-size option, you've also got the option to make a skewer, so you can really put anything on this you like. I put olives, salami, bit of, I've got that red pepper there again, I've got some tomato, and I've actually got a little bit of, these are spinach leaves. If it was not so expensive, I would have bought basil leaves because I love fresh basil leaves, but at the supermarket they were wilting and it was kind of pricey.
Ooh,
so
yuck.
didn't want that, so spinach leaves it is. But then all we do is, just start skewering. So I just fold out my salami like this and I pop it in, and then I just think, what do I want next? Maybe a little bit of gherkin, and
Love
I start
gherkin.
skewering that on. And just get
And
that
again,
through
these are
there.
things that are tinned as well, so you don't have to worry about them being...
Well, that's it. You might have these in the cupboard so that every time someone invites you to something, you can go, okay, 30 minutes and quickly skewer them on, and you can even put them in the fridge and then eat them the next day.
What else you got here? Some olives?
Got some olives, some stuffed olives there, and got some goodies over here. Got a little bit of tomato,
You do actually have a little bit of basil, don't you, as well?
a
So,
little bit of that spinach leaf there.
great. But I think what you're really saying is that whatever ingredients you have, it's just thinking outside the square and just going with it. Whatever
Yeah.
you like, put the stuff on you like rather than the stuff you don't like.
Another good thing is if you've got balsamic vinegar, drizzle a little bit of that on top of it, and it gets that really delicious vinaigrette flavour on there.
Okay, well, grazie mille. Have a wonderful day, Mercy.
I will.
And thank you so much for another wonderful meal. I feel we should be heading to Italy and drinking red wine and pasta and all those sort of things. Thanks, Mercy. Rightio, stay with us after the break. No red wine. No, no, no. It's all music. Dean Simmons joins me very shortly.
I had one stolen night of bliss.
Nice.
Oh, and it's funny you should say that it is the Eastern, and I would
Eastern.
expect nothing less from you, Dean Simmons.
Thank you very much.
Guru of the Christchurch music scene. Do you like that?
I do.
You're gonna,
I'll take that.
You're going to levitate off the
That's right, levitate,
couch there,
yeah.
levitate off the couch.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
Big things have been happening in your world.
I know, we've got a few projects on, which is good.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about Beatbox Studios.
Beatbox
Say that
Studios.
3
yeah.
times.
So we have, so that's trucking along, that's going well. You know, we've got some bands coming through there regularly, which is cool, which is the whole point of it. Had Redcliffe School through there, we group doing a wee rap.
Oh, really?
Yep, that was awesome. So we recorded some wee rap for them that they're going to do at the end of the year, and yeah, so it's awesome. But that's not what I'm here to talk about.
No,
So,
you're not.
We've got Box Fresh Live. I've dreamed up this thing.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did, honestly, yeah.
Just woke up one night. Oh.
I said, Box Fresh Live, we've got to do it. So what it is, it's sort of not strictly an original idea, because we're doing it'll be a series of live gigs inside our studios.
Okay.
And it's the whole point with the Trust is to promote local music, right? And so what the Trust used to do, so Chart, they had these little CD samplers and they would send them out each year, and there'd be like sort of 10 or 12 artists on them to promote, local artists. And so we're not doing the CD samplers anymore,
Right.
but what we can do is we've got lots of internet capability in our studios, and so we can live stream and we can record and capture the sound. So I said, why don't we do like an MTV styled little intimate gigs? Right, so I've got 19 seats. That's all I'm.
Unplugged?
Well, it's.
We don't want to use that word.
No, well, yeah, I don't sort of really like that word because the vocals will be mic, because you sort of need to mic the vocals, but the rest of it will be, so it'll be quite stripped back, shall we say?
Oh, hello.
I know.
Stripped back.
We'll be fully clothed, but the music will be, it's like Naked
Oh,
Chef.
glad you told me
but
that.
there's
I was getting
always-
visions then.
No, those things don't carry on. So
Hey,
it'll
we've
be-
actually got a screenshot
Okay.
of how we can access this now.
There we go. So that's
there's
Beatbox. So that's our
Beatbox, though,
studio.
firstly.
So
Yep.
Studio 1 there. Yes, that's large. So we're going to have a band set up in the corner there with a drum kit, and we'll have the live audience in there, and they'll be performing. So there's another angle.
It's a cool space, Dean.
That
isn't
is
it?
cool. Yeah, yeah. You'll appreciate it more when you actually come down.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
is that a hint?
That is a hint. Come down. So there we go. Now,
Okay.
who we've partnered with here is a new tech startup called Such Crowd, and what that's about is so we're promoting the 3 gigs through there. So our 3 artists, we've got Katie Thompson there on the left. There's Maddie Smith and No Broadcast, right? So they're 3 local artists, and Katie's got some new material out. Maddie's got a new EP coming out. Yeah, he's coming out, and No Broadcast as well. So so through Such Crowd, the idea is that, so we've got 19 seats available, and the gig will be on so you go on there and go, yes, I would like to go and see that. So you register your interest, and when we get to 19 people, which we will obviously get to, the gig's on.
So where do they sit? Get picture painting for me. We're in the studio. Do you stand? Do you sit?
I'm
what do you do?
going to be, so I will physically have 19 seats in there.
So
you'll
it's
be
not like a
sitting
Jules
down.
Holland sort of thing.
Exactly.
Oh, well,
be
this is
moving
cool.
around. And then I thought, well, there's a friend of mine that she's got a business with crash mats, like massive big bean bags. So we had people on the floor, and so you're right in there.
Yeah.
Right up, and so we've asked the artists to slightly reinterpret their stuff, because no broadcaster gets, so their music is it's rock, ambient, they mix it, really lush sounds. And then Katie is a country artist, and Maddie's done a lot of, he was the front man for Von Boy and Strum for about 5 years. And so he's doing some solo work now. And it's sort of, I'd say, alt rock, slightly folk. He's got awesome. And Katie, like her voice, it's just gorgeous.
It is, it's stunning.
So in that environment, I think it'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
And so what we're going to do, we've also partnered with...
But wait, there's more.
There is more. So not just the 19 people that will get to see this, so it will be filmed. So Rick Harvey from Belmont Promotions is going to film it, and Ben Edwards from the Sitting Room from Littleton recording studio. So they're going to work together, and we're going to film it and record it, and then release next year. So it will be 2 or 3 tracks from each artist into a web release, and so it'll be global exposure. So the idea around the little CD samplers was, so you get, once you've pressed those, that's, you do 500 or 1,000, that's it.
Okay.
But I like the idea of what we can do out of Beatbox is we can film it, have the live audience, and then have something released that the whole world can see.
That brings another energy, doesn't it?
I think so. That's to me.
By actually having an audience there.
Exactly. It needs to be in front of an audience, because that's going to give you a little, so they'll be part of it, you'll be part of it. So it's the first one, exclusive thing.
And when is it happening? How can we get involved?
You can get involved. 27th of November is when they're happening. So
it's
Friday 27th of November. And so go onto the suchcrowd.co.nz website and say, yes, I would like to go and see those people. Now, the other thing is, there's even more.
Gee, Ginzu Knives? Ginzu Knives?
That's the first thing. No,
Natural glow?
No. I've got some Suzanne clips, actually.
Have you really?
No, I haven't. No. What it is, all
next
the money...
Next time,
I'll bring those
next
in.
time. Okay, cool.
All the money's going to the artists.
Oh, love that.
So we'll get the artists will also, so they get all the money.
Yeah.
They'll get the little promotional video clip, beautifully done, so they can promote themselves, and we will also promote them.
Okay.
After the gig.
Suchcrowd.co.nz. Easy. See you very soon. You've got to come back.
Go do that.
You go away. We don't see you for a while.
I know.
And you're elusive. You're elusive, Dean Simmons.
I'm coming back.
Okay, good on you, buddy. Hey, have a fantastic weekend. Monday we have Nicola from Nourish. We have the boys or girls in blue. Yes, the police are here, and we go behind the scenes of the wonderful Red Cross. Have a sensational weekend. See you Monday.